everyone, how are you all doing today? I hope you all are doing amazing. This is your girl, your Agile Evangelist, Karen Fomafung, as you already know. I'm so excited to be here talking with you all today because I feel like it's been a long time. I've not really had the chance to come on here. I was on a short break. I felt like my brain was on fire, so I needed to take a break to decompress and re-energize a little bit. But I'm so excited and happy to be back today talking with you all today about the beautiful agile ways of working. So as you already know, if you are a returning viewer, my die-hearted follower, as always, I appreciate you, I love you, and thank you so much for being very supportive. If this is your first time here, just so you know, this is a safe space where we all can learn and grow about the agile ways of working, the amazing agile ways of working. This is a safe place where we all can exchange ideas and learn from each other about the agile ways of working, specifically Scrum. So stay tuned. Today, I'm just here to talk about something that may sound really small, but it's very important. So today we're going to be answering this question, whether a Scrum team should claim partial credit for unfinished work. That's a very important question. How did this question came about? So today I was talking with one of my mentees who is currently a working professional in the agile space, and she shared a concern with me that their team wanted to, claim credit for a work that wasn't completed. So she wasn't sure on how to guide them. And we talked about it. I gave my suggestion, and I thought that it would be a cool idea for me to bring to the platform so we all can, talk about it. And I would be very interested in, hearing about what you have to say about the specific topic. So by the time I'm done talking, I'm just going to share with you where I stand regarding whether teams should claim partial credit for unfinished stories. So please feel free to use the comment section to drop your thoughts so that, as always, I can learn something from you all as well as I am giving you my own suggestions. Now, let's go into our topic. Should Scrum teams claim partial credit for unfinished user stories? Now, you may be working with teams. Based on my own experience, I don't know about you, you will realize that for some reasons, Scrum teams are usually highly ambitious, especially the teams that are very mature, the teams that are to a point where they think that they can accomplish astonishing results. You see, so they tend to be highly ambitious, and you may realize that for some reason they may commit to some work or pull in stories into the sprint backlog. Let's say, for example, they may pull in, let's say, 8 stories into the sprint backlog, and then they end up completing only 6. It's very common, very, very common. Now, where the twist is the 2 stories that may be pending completion. Some work must have already been done on those stories. And then you will realize that I've been in so many circumstances or situations, just like my mentee, where team members wanted to claim the partial credit for the portion of the work that has been completed. So what is your take on that? Should these team members really be claiming the credit for the partial work that has been done? There was even a time when I worked with a team in the past, and they suggested that for the story, for example, this story was about a 5-story pointer, and according to them, more than half of the work was done already. It was like 80% of the work done according to the team members. So because the story was a huge story, and they wanted by all means to claim the portion that has been done. So as we were exploring options, some team members even suggested that, okay, why not split the story? Why not split the story, and the portion that has been done, we can now claim the credit for the portion that has been done and close out the story, while the pending part, we can consider it as another story. Well, that sounded like a great idea, but now the challenge was that, when it comes to the work that you people are doing in a sprint. Your focus is adding value to the customers. Remember, and now going through the phases of the software development lifecycle, that is the SDLC. This story that team members wanted to claim the partial credit, and they were suggesting splitting the story and now claiming the portion that was done. Now, the portion that wasn't done was part of the development and part of testing, which means that the portion that they will be claiming credit for, if you look at how on a good way to slice a good user story, it means that the story that will be splitted, it will be splitted horizontally as opposed to vertically. I mean, if you want to know more about how to split user stories, quality, good user stories, that should be a topic of another day. So I will look for another chance and address that topic on how to slice user stories. So if you would notice that this story, the part that would not be completed is still just going to be a component. Now we want to be slicing stories vertically, not from a component standpoint, which means that at the end of the day, even the part that the team is claiming credit for, it will not be valuable to the customer, because the customer cannot really use a story that is that some components have been accomplished. So that's just output based as opposed to outcome. And as a team, what we are focused on is we want to be delivering outcome to the customer, which is value. You see, so even if we split the story and claim credit for the part that has been completed, the customer, which is our focus, will still not be able to get value out of this part that we have closed. So that was the main issue. So what is my recommendation, or what is my take on how this particular issue should be addressed? How should team address a story that has partially been completed, now moving to the next sprint? Before I share with you my opinion on this, I first just want to remind you that, that for those who don't already know, we offer high quality mentoring, Scrum Master training, coaching. So if you're looking to be trained, transition into the Agile career path, starting as a Scrum Master, and you're looking to get trained, please, I suggest that you check us out. Go to the description box or look right up above. You'll find our contact information. Reach out to us. Go online and see exactly what our program gives you. It is a fantastic program. Anybody that has passed through our program will highly recommend that. What we are just, we do everything that we're able to do to help you succeed. So it's a wonderful program. Go online and register. The very next upcoming session would be starting on January the 4th, 2022. So you want to be the first of the year 2022, reach out to us and we'll be more than happy to help you. And then at the same time, if you're in between just having a certification and a theoretical knowledge and landing that first job, you don't know how to close that gap, which is where mentor comes in. We will be more than happy to be with you through this journey of landing that job. We help you understand what it takes to finally land that job, and not just landing the job, to be very effective on the job. That's how we measure success. Success is not you getting that job. That's not success. Success is your ability to keep the job, to be effective, to stand out, in your organization, to deliver high quality value, which means at the end of the day, even if you successfully get the job and you're not adding that value, honey, you will be kicked out, you'll be fired. So we give you the secret, we give you the tools, everything that you need to be successful on the job. So please reach out to us and we'll be more than glad to help you through this journey. At the same time, if you're already a working professional and you're struggling with your job, you need someone to help guide you through adding value to your organization, we'll be more than happy to walk you through this journey. So please go to the description box and get our contact information, reach out to us. We'll be so more than glad to help you. Thank you so much. Now, that aside, what is my opinion on whether team members should really be claiming partial credit on unfinished user stories? My opinion is no, they shouldn't. Even if the story is 99.999%, as long as the story is not done, as long as that story doesn't meet that definition of done, nope, they should not be claiming partial credit. So wait, you know why? I have two specific reasons or benefits for team members not claiming partial credit. Number one, if you all as a team agree not to claim partial credit on unfinished story, it will motivate team members to split their stories in smaller pieces. Because you realize that sometimes team members tend to want to claim credit, on stories that were huge, and now they've completed almost all of the work. It's just pending just a little bit. Let's say, for example, the 5-story pointer that I quoted earlier, and now they are looking, oh, that's a huge story, so we need to claim this credit. No, if you all agree not to be claiming partial credit, you people will be more encouraged to split your stories into more smaller pieces, and the smaller the slices of your stories, the better. The smaller the pieces, the better. See? So that way you will be committing to smaller things that you will be able to accomplish at the end of the sprint and then claim your credit. You see? So that's the number one reason why I think that team members should not be claiming partial credit. It's a natural tool that will guide team members to want to split their stories in smaller pieces. You see, that way, let's say even if it's a 1-pointer story or a 2-pointer story and they end up not finishing the story, they wouldn't really bother that much about wanting to claim the credit for that story. You see? And then the second reason why team members, I think that it is beneficial for teams not to be claiming partial credit is because once they already know, they are already programmed to know that they will not be claiming partial credit for the work, whether the work is 99.999% complete, it will mandate them to put in more effort or to be more focused on finishing work as opposed to starting work and leaving them uncompleted. You see, it will mandate them to focus on completing work as opposed to leaving a lot of work items in progress. You see, so that is why, to me, I think team members should not be claiming partial credit. And let's even put that aside. Come to think of it, the reason we are working as a team, as a Scrum team, right, is so that we can deliver what? Value to the customers. It's not about us. It's not about us. Yes, we want to be able to celebrate our little wins, but we should be celebrating our wins. We should be measuring our wins by how we are satisfying the customers. So it's not about us. So even if we claim this partial credit, how are the customers benefiting from this? Tell me, that should be the question we should be asking. How are the customers benefiting from this? So instead of trying to claim credit and look good in front of leadership, look good in front of our stakeholders, if we channel all of that energy into, okay, how do we make our customers happy by delivering the best value possible to them? It will automatically orientate us to not focus on claiming credit, but rather focus on delivering value to our customers. And if we are guided to deliver value to our customers, it will automatically, or it will naturally encourage us to, structure our work in such a way that we will be completing stories at the end of the sprint, and to easily do that, split your stories into smaller pieces so that you will easily finish the work and claim the credit for it as you make your customers happy. So that's my take on that. I don't think that team members should be claiming credit, partial credit for unfinished user stories. So even if, just like the American football, if you all know how the American football game is done, you can do all the passes, but as long as you've not reached 100, nope, you're not claiming any credit. It is a 0. Even if you've done 99, you've covered 99% of the entire whatever you're supposed to do on that football field, but not 100, it's a 0 credit. But as long as you reach the 100, you're claiming all of the credit, even another 2 additional points to it, if I understand correctly. Don't quote me, I'm not I'm not big in football. I really don't know much about all this football thing, but that is as far as I know. You see? So it's the same thing for a Scrum team. The point is not how much busy you people are, or how much work you are getting done, or how much task you're getting completed. The point is, what is the value? How are the customers benefiting from this work you're doing? What's the value that's being delivered to the customers at the end of the sprint? Because at the end of the day, we want to make our customers happy. That's how we are able to celebrate our own little wins. You see? So again, in my opinion, no, team members should not be claiming partial credit for unfinished work. Even if it's a 99.99 complete, they should leave it alone. Move it over to the next sprint. That is, if it's still high priority, they should move it to the next sprint. And then once they finish it in the next sprint, they can now claim all of the credit. But again, if you find yourself in a situation as a team where you mostly end up with stories that is partially completed, and you're looking for, by all means, to claim the credit for partial work, you should be, instead, to me, I see that as a gap. You should be asking yourself, okay, how can we better slice our stories so that we'll be having smaller chunks that can easily be finished, in the middle, in the course of the sprint, so that we deliver value to the customers, and at the same time, we are celebrating our little wins. So that's my take on that. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you so much. Look forward to talking with you next time. Bye.